Alright, folks, one more time this evening. This is Zashin of Zashin's Zone. I want to hear back from you if you think I'm saying something that is crazy or wrong. But we've got it. This time I'm going to shut up and let the video talk. Alright. I'll let get up to this and I'm going to hit pause. We're gonna go over the little story underneath this, but where I work, we've had Blue Cross Blue Shield since I went to work there years ago. This year we had to change to another company, and already there are people in the company that are finding out that their children, because they're divorced and their children live out of state, their children aren't covered. They go to the emergency room, they're fine, but they can't go to the doctor. They can't go get medicine at the local pharmacy. I don't ever remember that being a problem before. At least it wasn't with Blue Cross Blue Shield, which we had before, which was an excellent system. But the prices had gotten so expensive, our small company could not afford it anymore. I went to my doctor today and was told that they wouldn't be able to assist me in ways they were before because the new company wouldn't cover as much as my Blue Cross Blue Shield did. When I went to buy my medicine under the new company, one of my medicines, which used to be $40 a month, is now $60 a month. This isn't huge numbers for me. I'm still young enough and working that this isn't too deadly. But what about the people that are late 50s, early 60s? They're not at where they can take Medicare yet. And even if they were, Medicare Part D is a disaster in its own right because there's no cost controls. So the drug companies keep jacking the prices up, and the retirees who are living on fixed incomes eat the shaft. Okay, two different subjects there. We're going to stick with Obamacare, which is for working people and people that aren't retired yet. Obamacare has survived dozens of attempts to repeal and undermine it, and we know that. And we know that the Senate never backed up the Congress on it, and it never went in front of Obama, so Obama never had to veto it. Or if it did ever make it, which I don't think it ever did, he would have vetoed it. So it was a vote to show, ooh, we could do something if they would just let us. The problem was the Republicans at that time were just thinking repeal. If they would have put all that effort into fixing Obamacare, we might have something that didn't skyrocket like it did, didn't completely explode the markets. But the problem is, rather than fixing anything, they just wanted to, we're against it, period. Guess what? Back when Roe versus Wade first passed, I was little at that time, but I was alive. But I can remember there were people that, oh, this will never stand, even though it's passed through the Supreme Court. It'll never stand. We'll get it turned around. There will never be abortion in America. I envy Ireland. They have no abortion. I personally believe life starts at conception. But that's not the law. Supreme Court passed the law. But the Supreme Court passed it so broad that if I'm a woman and I have not had, the child's not breached yet, I can call it an abortion and get it done. Most doctors won't do it at that point, but there are doctors that will. I believe that at this point, since we have to find a compromise, oh Lord. I think the last time we had that was, yeah, we did it some in the Reagan years. And then, as much as I really hate to say it, but we did compromise under Bill Clinton. We managed to get a balanced budget. We managed to stop a crazy health care plan that was put out by Hillary at that time. But there was still compromise. This century, there has been no compromise. When Bush was in, all I could hear was Democrats saying, nope, 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 nope. But no, we told you nope. As soon as it flipped and Obama got it, nope. Republicans, hey, you know what? You know what? You know what? Democrats told Bush. Well, guess what? No, no. But I want to get some tissue and wipe the child's nose. You are the Democrat. You are the president, and we are the Congress, and we said no. Nope, 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 nope. I would be so happy when moderates can take back over the country. Reason Republican, far right conservatives, the elite of the Republican Party, don't like Trump is because people like me that want to sit down at the table with a Democrat and say, you know what? We don't agree about this. But if you'll agree that abortion, and I'm going to take abortion just as an idea here, but if you'll agree, we don't want to see a woman go in 2 weeks before she'd have to have what she would normally have her baby and say, I don't want to have this baby anymore, and abort the child. And I will agree, I don't want to stop all abortions. Even at 2 weeks from it, if it's to save the mother's life, I can understand it. But to save the mother's life, that child will be put into early birth care. And at that late in the game, it would probably survive. That same child, if that mother decides to go get it aborted, is dead. That's a life. I got off subject. back to this. Obamacare has exploded on costs. And, you know, the Democrats are admitting improvements are needed. Well, if they would have came to the table day one saying, we know we've passed a imperfect law, and now we need to sit down. The reason we have to pass this 1,800-page piece of legislation is so we can find out what's inside it. No. This legislation should always be understood before it's passed. Sometimes you have unforeseen results, which our war on drugs has caused, but it should never be, we got to pass it to find out what's in it. As soon as all the congressmen, all the Senate heard anybody in charge saying that, they should have said, we're going to step back from this. We're going to come back to it in 3 months when all our staff has had a chance to go through this, because that many pages and we don't understand it means something foolish is in that pile of shit. This year, the need for reform is now without any doubt even more serious and urgent. Soaring rates are unsustainable and unfair. Well, when they put it in place and they didn't include some price limitations, some maximum increases on rate increases, to force these companies to have to keep it trimmed and honest. And hey, it might have meant that this collapsed even sooner with those in place. But at least it would, because what's going to happen right now, if they shut down Obamacare February 1st next year, rates ain't going to go down. February 2nd, the insurance companies ain't going to come out and go, hey, everybody, here, we're going to just, we don't have to take care of these people that are, we can take off the list now because we're not under any sort of legal obligation to carry them, and we're going to just drop them like hot potatoes and clear our masses. And no, they're going to say, hey, everybody, government's still giving y'all a free ride. We want your money. So what if your deductibles are so high you can't use it unless you're dying? Well, it's the law. You got to give us that money. That's right. The law says you owe us money, and we want our money. Sounds bad, don't it? Just the thought in my mind about that. Car insurance, I never really have been all that big about the fact that states mandate car insurance. But it sort of makes sense, because normally all they mandate's the PLPD part, where you're responsible for the damage you do to other people. You're not being forced to protect yourself. What you're being forced to do is carry insurance to protect other people if you fuck up. So, yeah, if you don't want to drive, you don't have to have insurance. Well, with health insurance, it is a little different. Sooner or later, you are going to need the doctor. Unless you get shot and die immediately, or you have a massive heart attack and die immediately after living a perfectly healthy life. For the other 99% of us, healthcare is something that's going to be needed. There's going to be times you have to go to the hospital. There's going to be times where all you need to see is your local doctor. There are healthcare costs. We have the Social Security system has the disability for people that are, it's been so bad that they just can't go back to work. That's a disaster. It's a disaster for that person because even with that help on their medical costs, even with that help, the little bit of money they're given to live on, they're going to lose their house. They're going to lose a lot of the things that they've come to rely on. Let's see if anybody's actually watching. Nope. There's me, and I'm ranting to myself. That's okay. Because I'm tired of keeping all my opinions to myself. I'm tired of our government being a government of no, or a government of we own the House, the Senate, and the presidency, so let's ram it through now. Please, let's all sit down at the table. Instead of getting a stick up your ass that you can't move, relax, throw the stick away, and sit down at the table. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota is out of selling health plans to individuals and families in 2017. So they're going to go just sell to companies. Tennessee, 62% increase in costs. That's not sustainable for 2 or 3 years in a row, much less what's being projected as this is going to be the norm for a while. I always thought the health insurance was a balloon that was going to bust before now. Now that balloon is being forced up. Sort of like the colleges. When all of a sudden the government would fund anybody going to college as long as they were willing to fill out the paperwork for the money. Now the colleges will let you quite literally almost, I can't say quite literally, but they would let you get a degree in almost anything. Whether you can make money with it or not doesn't matter. What matters is the college is going to get paid by the government. I'm sorry this one rambled all over the place. But Huckabee had the best line of this whole thing. The breaking news here is a Clinton is telling the truth. And it's kind of refreshing. Let's listen to it one more time. Well, we can't. Because it's already moved on. But it's a crazy system. and I've gotten all over the place. Y'all have a good day. This is Zashin of Zashin Zone. If you hit that like button. If you favorite, do the favorite thing. I know this one's not going to get a bunch of either because I rambled way too much. But please, if you did manage to make it this far, hit that follow button. I will get better at this as I get able to focus better, as I get more of my ranting out of myself. You have a good day. Have a good life. Remember that person that's arguing with you across the table? He's at least sitting at the table to find an agreement. He's not screaming no from outside in the street with a sign. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Talk to y'all later.